Hello and welcome to another week's edition of the Weekly Waller Review Show. We had a good week last week to finish off the season with two impressive winners on Saturday. Firstly being Vaucluse Bay, who was yet again a dominant performance, and another winner for So You Think in D'Argento.
Another winner for Star.
Another winner for Star, indeed.
Yeah. She's got the So You Think flag flying, obviously with Calculated a couple of weeks before, both really progressive horses by So You Think. And as you said, Vaucluse Bay was a really impressive win, so good to see Corey Brown ride a winner for the stable. I don't think it'll be the last winner he's riding for us in the next 12 months. I'd say he'll be quite a welcome addition to the stable at the lower weights, and obviously when a jockey finds winning form in our stable, normally they retain the ride for some time.
And just heading into the new season, have you got any targets you wish to take out, or just more of the same for the Chris Waller camp?
It'd be nice to win the Melbourne Cup.
Ooh.
And the Cox Plate. The Golden Slipper. No, not really. Just, I think our philosophy is get horses to the races on Saturdays. Saturday races are 52 weeks of the year. It's good prize money. It's not all about winning the big races for the stable. It's all about getting the best out of each horse. So, in turn, with 52 Saturdays of the year, some of those Saturdays have Group 1s. So obviously, if you're winning Saturday races, you're winning Group 1s as well.
Okay, yeah. More than happy with winning that. We'll just head straight to Randwick, where we've got three in race 2. We've got Diapason, who's come up from Melbourne. How's she travelled up?
She's travelled up pretty well. She doesn't carry a lot of condition. Interestingly, this has all been her first preparation. She's a 5-year-old now, so she only started racing at 4, but she's certainly done a great job. She was heading to Queensland for the spelling paddock in some warmer weather, but we intercepted the truck and said, listen here, you can have another run for 100,000 before you go on holiday. So she'll probably start close to favourite. Bear in mind, she doesn't have a lot of weight on her, but she certainly hasn't left any feed since arriving up from Melbourne in great form. Okay,
we've also have Labdian in the same race.
Yeah, she was, well, just forget she went round last Saturday. They were the words from Jason Collett once he got off. The draw meant she was posted wide and back near last. They didn't really make up ground in the straight, so forget she went round. She's drawn better on Saturday. I don't think the 1800 metres will be a concern. She's rock hard fit and she's ready to race well.
And also 7th Chick, who's also in on Friday.
Yeah, probably leaning towards running Friday. Her work's been good. Her form's okay, but a Saturday race might just be testing her a little, and I think the market tells us that as well. She's quite a long shot on Saturday, yet on Friday she'll be one of the favourites.
Okay, into race 3 we have Sonic Swish, who's finally drawn a better barrier and a better weight.
Yes, he's been scratched the last few meetings because of that, and I think the distance will suit. The weight's good. He just needs to improve a little bit. He showed a glimpse of some good form last preparation. He's been out and had a decent spell. He seems to have come back well. I think he needed the first up run. I think Hugh Bowman was aboard. He said it was a pass mark, so let's hope for some improvement over a little bit further on Saturday.
Okay, into the 2400 metre race that you love dominating so much, we have Syed.
Syed, he won well last start. It's a bit of a gap between runs. He's had a trial since then, which Kieran McAvoy was aboard, and Kieran rides him on Saturday. Drawn well, looks to get a lovely run. Nice progressive horse. He'll be hard to beat. I think he's our top pick in the race.
Okay, and we also have Vassal and Jason Collett.
Needs to improve. Jason got off him last Saturday, said he's just looking for further. So he's had a few runs now, I think 3 runs back from a spell. He has won over 2400 from memory at Randwick in the past. So everything's in his favour, just needs to improve a touch.
And we also have 4 Carat backing up.
Yeah, he needs to improve. He's still carrying a bit of extra weight. Might be a bit quick to be stepping him up to 2400, but he needs to do something to be competitive. So let's see how he runs. Capable of improving, but he certainly needs to.
And then we have 3 in race 6, starting off with So Willie, the top weight.
He's in the right race. He's very effective. Last start, from memory, we ran him over 1800. He didn't appreciate it at all. He had the run of the race. He was a beaten horse as soon as they straightened. So we've come back to a mile. It's only 200 metres difference, but all his best form has been over these distances. He's drawn to get a lovely run. There's no excuses. He handles all conditions. So whatever the track may be on Saturday, he's a great chance.
Okay, and Hollywood Bound, barrier 1.
I think he's a good place chance. I think he'll bounce back to some form. I don't know if he could win, but he's ready to run a race. His work's been good. He's had a long time off. He's had probably 3 runs now since being back from the spell, at least 2. So he's ready to fire, Charlie.
Okay, and Dubai in Style on the minimum, 53 kilos.
Last run was a little bit disappointing. He was down on the inside of the track. Not a lot made up ground. I don't think he's happy in that type of conditions, that type of space. He needs room. So I think a different set of circumstances on Saturday. It's only an extra 100 metres, but it would be significant. And a little bit of give in the track, I think, would be a big plus. We haven't had any rain yet as of Thursday, but they're tipping a bit of rain, and if we do get a bit of rain, if it's a worse side of soft, he'll really come into play. Okay,
we'll head down to Flemington for our runners down there, where in the staying race we have Expect in barrier 9, Damien Oliver.
Hard to know how he's going, this horse. A couple of starts ago, it was a very good run. Last start it was a bit inconclusive. I do think he needs a good track, and he should get that at Flemington. The distance is right. He's performed well at these journeys overseas. He has been up a long time, and psychologically I think he's a bit of a trick. But his recovery rate since after his work has been very good. So based on that, he's got to be a chance.
We also have Springbok Fly, who's just travelled down from Sydney last night.
Yeah, struggling to find form, but we've gone down there in search of a better track. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Like to see him running in the first 5 to have a bit more confidence when he next heads to the races. So no excuses, the horse has been working well.
Okay, into the mile we have 2. We have Jaminza, who's good second last start, jumped from barrier 5.
Very good run last start. You could question whether he gets a strong mile, but he's dead set been beaten a short neck in a Flemington race last start over the same distance, so you could also argue that's close to his best form. So for that reason we've stayed at the same distance. He's drawn well, good jockey, who knows the horse, hard to beat.
And Wayanka from barrier 3.
Yeah, the meeting was abandoned last Saturday due to the weather.
Where he had a perfect race.
Yeah, which I fully respect. You've got to put safety first, but there didn't seem to be much help in helping these horses find other suitable races. Maybe we're being spoilt in New South Wales a little, but yeah, we expected to have replacement races for these horses, and maybe if they'd been group races they would have been. But there was certainly, he's going from as you said, one of the favourites in a $100,000 race to a $60,000 race. And likewise,
200 metres further.
Rachel, she was one of the favourites last week in a $100,000 race. There's no race for her. Prescott, they did put that race on, so full credit there. But you've got to look after. You can't just look after one set of horses. Every horse has owners, jockeys, and bills to pay, trainers, staff. So anyhow, that's a bit of a grumble, but there's plenty of good things with Victoria that we often don't talk about as well. But from Wanker's perspective, he's a great chance. Whether he gets some miles is a concern. But look, he's drawn well. You scratch, you run next week over 1400, you end up drawing barrier 20, and you're no better off. So let's see how he runs over the triple on Saturday.
Okay, into the open mile, race 8, we have Amavisha claiming 1.5 kilos off him.
Yep. Ben Thompson?
Yes.
Drawn well, 5.
Drawn well.
Terrific run last start. We followed a similar path from that race into this race, which meant he had a jump out last Friday. Worked well. Ben Thompson rode him in that.
Correct.
Wouldn't say he's an apprentice's horse, but getting 1.5 kilos off is valuable. And he's a great old horse. He's getting close to $1 million, would you believe, in prize money. Had he won last start, that final race he would have broken it. So let's see if we can give it a nudge on Saturday.
And in the same race we also have Hipparchus second up.
Yeah, his first up run was fair. I'd like to see him improve a little bit. From memory that was 1400, this is a mile. He too had a jump out up the straight on Friday. See how he goes. He's capable. Has only won over 1800 to 2000, so it's a bit short of his best trip, but let's see how he goes.
And into the last, we already mentioned Prescott into the 2000 metre race.
Yeah, might also be entered for Sunday. We'll see when the fields come out later today. But he's drawn a little bit better than he was last week, where he missed the run. He needs to show something, and hopefully a good ride, good aggressive ride will see him finish off. I doubt he could win, Charlie, but if he could finish in the first half, it gives us a bit of hope, and we can start placing him in the right races where he can hopefully win very soon.
Okay, and just the two up in Doomben, we have Loving Home, barrier 4.
Great run last start, just got beaten when carrying the top weight. A little bit better weighted, he's weighted a little bit better on Saturday. His work's been very good, he looks picture perfect, so certainly deserves a win and should get conditions to suit.
And also in the same race, Devil Hawk has just travelled up from Sydney.
Yeah, if you look into his last start run at Rosehill, it was a pretty good run. You like that? Face value my first impression was fair, but you could actually see him at least holding his own over the concluding stages. So I think that's pretty good form, and I think he'll give Loving Home a bit of a nudge.
Right, best of luck everyone.
Obviously Charlie's best is
Devil Hawk.
Talk to you later.
Good luck.